We interrupt this program with breaking news.
Singer Teddy Pendergrass is in critical condition right now in a Philadelphia hospital.
With 5 consecutive platinum albums to his name over the past 5 years and big projects underway, Teddy Pendergrass was on the verge of superstardom. But on a cold, chilly morning in March of 1982, that momentum came to a sudden halt in a cruel and brutal way.
He lost control of his car and slammed into 2 trees early this morning. Doctors say the 31-year-old performer has severe injuries to his spinal cord.
And even though he barely survived, being paralyzed from the waist down meant a lifetime in a wheelchair.
I said, what the hell does this mean? Because I'm here and cannot move.
I was just numb. Big question mark. What now? It was why and what now? Very angry. I was very bitter. Very angry.
At the time of the accident, it was reported that he was in the company of a woman who happened to be trans. But according to Hollywood Informer and insider Jaguar Wright, there's more to the story.
There were 3 people in that car, not 2. Uncle Teddy and the transgender woman was in the front seat, but there was another woman in the back seat.
She even goes on to give specifics.
Her husband's name was Julia Serving. Her name was Turquoise.
Just a couple of weeks prior, Teddy Pendergrass was in the UK for a tour that saw him receive a warm reception on what was to be his biggest testing ground.
Thank you. Good evening, London. How are you?
After spending half a decade on top of the charts, hosting his one-of-a-kind ladies-only concerts, launching a new clothing line, securing lucrative endorsement deals, making appearances on Broadway, shooting a scene for an upcoming movie, and now being embraced by a new fan base outside the U.S., his path to conquering the world was clear.
I should say that again. Said, my darling, wherever you are.
If he could manage to resist what the devil had to offer in the next couple of months, it would send a firm message that he was the new sheriff in town. But living in a city full of temptation, envy, jealousy, and enemies, both old and new, meant all of this could change in a second.
Philadelphia, where you come from.
Oh, my God. Filthy Delphi, that's what we call it.
Well,
Having started singing in church at the age of 2 and even being ordained as a minister at 10, Teddy Pendergrass had ironically grown to be seen as a sex symbol heading into the 80s.
As a sex symbol? No. I mean, what is a sex symbol? What does it look like? I think that I have a strong masculine image. I have to believe in a strong masculine image. It's the only way I know.
With his husky, soul-drenched baritone, effortless charisma, tall stature, and undeniable good looks, it wasn't hard to see why. And Teddy didn't just look the part, he lived it. Riding horses, owning exotic cars like a Rolls-Royce, flying in his private jet, and buying a mega mansion from legendary talk show host Mike Douglas, royalty was his middle name.
He doesn't like labels like soul or R&B or rock and roll, but the one label that's undeniable when you come to Teddy Pendergrass is that of superstar.
This meteoric rise to fame had brought with it an aura of invincibility and a touch of arrogance. The once humble church boy was now a prince, an egomaniac, a god.
And give them a chance to say whether they like it or not.
It meant he was bound to rub people the wrong way, making enemies both knowingly and unknowingly. And so, to survive, he had to always keep his guard up, always stay on his toes, and always sleep with one eye open. Because in an industry full of vultures, hypocrites, and parasites, you never knew the day, nor the hour. However, this was not the case for Teddy P. He was at a level where he felt indestructible and immortal. Only time could tell.
And boring.
Lonely sometimes. Boring.
You don't know about the boring.
Boring, I don't know about.
Silly fool, how'd you
On Wednesday, March 17, 1982, Teddy was back in Philly from the UK. Together with some friends, including his good friend Yvette, they went to watch Dr. J of the 76ers play before heading to a club afterward. It was while there, it is alleged, that he laid eyes on Tenica Watson, a transgender woman who had transitioned in 1977.
A young lady came at my table, and as I looked at her, I remembered meeting her, so I invited her to have a seat with my friends and myself.
Later that night, after dropping off Yvette, Teddy and Tenica were heading home, passing through the winding, dangerous Lincoln Drive. It was there that he was involved in a car crash after his brakes failed.
Coming down Lincoln Drive, and I went to apply my brakes, and the Rolls Royce hit me behind.
While Tenica escaped with barely a scratch, Teddy would be paralyzed from the waist
I got
down.
into the ambulance with him, and I helped him as much as I could. I had contusions from the impact, and I had a chipped tooth, which is nothing compared to him.
Subsequent investigations revealed that Teddy's car had been tampered with. Although he later won a lawsuit against Rolls-Royce, the discovery that several of his other vehicles showed signs of interference fueled a storm of theories about the true intentions behind the crash.
What? When I got out, Teddy whispered to me, he said, "Don't leave me, don't let them hurt me." And I was like, who is they? It was like a fear came over him. I don't know why he said it, but it kind of made me nervous too, like, who wants to hurt you?
The speculation only intensified when it emerged that just 5 days earlier, he had been involved in a minor accident while driving his Maserati. Throughout his rise, Teddy had made more than a few enemies, and trying to identify a single culprit, if there was one, would prove nearly impossible. One theory suggested by Jaguar claimed a third person in the car may have acted as a disruptor.
Her husband's name was Julius Irving. Her name was Turquoise. And she was a disruptor behind the scenes for many years. She fucked over a lot of people for the labels.
Still, many questioned the logic of such a plan. Why would anyone willingly endanger themselves knowing they could suffer the same fate as Teddy? Another theory pointed toward law enforcement. Teddy had a strained relationship with the police, often accusing them of harassment, and at one point had even taken legal action against them. At the time of the crash, his license was suspended due to multiple unpaid traffic fines. Some wondered whether the tensions had escalated beyond mere hostility. A third explanation linked the incident to the unsolved murder of his former manager and brief partner, Tasmaya Leng. The two had been locked in a bitter contract dispute before her death, and some speculated that the tragedy might have been an act of revenge tied to the unresolved grievances.
As far as I was concerned, she died horribly and for no cause. I don't know what she may have been involved in. Police have never solved the case. I don't know. I left it alone.
Others believed the cause lay closer to Teddy himself. Rumors of affairs with married women circulated widely, with figures like Marvin Gaye's ex-wife Jan Gaye later acknowledging a relationship with him. In such a world of high-profile entanglements, some speculated that a jealous partner might have lashed out.
You better keep holding on to her. That's, I tell you,
Fans also whispered that Teddy's dismissive and biased selectiveness in his love life may have rubbed some fan the wrong way.
This lady came backstage, and I'm walking out the dressing room door, and she has this knife, and she pulls it out of her pocketbook. She says, "If I can't have you, nobody can."
Finally, some rumors say that his impeding rise to superstardom and his perceived self-importance might have jeopardized other artists' careers, and that the envy might have gotten the better of one of them. Teddy had in the past gotten into disputes with notable figures like the Isley Brothers, Bobby Womack's crew, and Marvin Gaye, who accused him of imitating his style, and even Harold Melvin when he left his group to pursue a solo career. Teddy survived another serious accident in 1986, but his career never fully recovered. He passed away on January 13, 2010, at age 59, leaving fans to wonder what might have been. Do you think someone was behind it all?
He said, it's not that you fall down, it's how you get up. And that has stuck with me since.